All right, I just got done watching Joe Stunner's latest video on this, and I went and I watched the original video from a website. What's that website? It's a channel called The Fighting Wire. Now, forgive my ignorance, I've never heard of The Fighting Wire. They're quite a big channel, but I've genuinely never heard of them until today. And they had an interview with Frank Warren. This is obviously with the fallout from the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk pullout. All right, obviously, and that was mainly what they were talking about. Now, a few things in that were interesting. It made me raise an eyebrow. So the first thing Warren says in it is that he only found out in the last day about the eye injury and was heavily implying that it happened only days ago, right? Now, I raise an eyebrow with that because Moses Atama was back in the UK earlier than yesterday. I mean, what would you say, Thursday? Thereabouts, Wednesday, Thursday. And Warren is his promoter. Surely Frank would know he's back in the UK, and why would you come back to the UK when you have a fight in Saudi Arabia in a fortnight's time? Doesn't make much sense to me. But obviously, Adam Catterall came up. Now, I like Fight Disciples. I like Adam Catterall. I don't watch that many talk sport videos. I watch them now and again, depending on who they have on or depending on what they're saying. But Adam Catterall was on talk sport with Jermaine Pennant, the former footballer. And Adam Catterall, I did see the tweets he posted where he was giving his opinion, and that's the thing, his opinion, and basically being skeptical of the eye injury. He wanted to see dates, he wanted to see timestamps. Adam Catterall is someone who he has had a lot of issues with Warren over the last couple of months because Adam Catterall is someone who basically Adam Catterall is not going to accept. He's not a sycophant like some of them at Talksport, like Gareth Day Davis, like Spencer Oliver, who, you know, whatever Tyson Fury does is perfect. He'll ask questions. When Tyson Fury was fighting Ngannou or getting ready to fight Ngannou when it was announced, before the Usyk fight got announced, he was saying, well, why isn't he fighting Sanchez? Why isn't he fighting Arslan Bekmambetov? People like that. He was asking the questions to Frank Warren that we all wanted to ask, or we all want to ask, but other people just weren't doing it. Certainly not. I thought Gareth Davis wouldn't do it. And that drew the ire of Frank Warren, where Frank Warren, even at that Magnificent Seven show when Adam Catterall was there for TalkSport, just literally got him on camera then and there and started grilling him. So Frank Warren has never been happy with Adam Catterall. And Adam Catterall, again, like many fans, are looking at this whole situation and saying, you know, this is a bit suspect, isn't it? You know, if it was someone pulling out on fight week, well, that's not technically fight week, but if it was someone pulling out, you're so close to the fight, and they didn't have a history of it, you probably wouldn't. You probably say like, oh well, god damn it, but you know, it is what it is. But with Fury, who's been so economical with the truth, Adam Catterall, like many others, like me, Joe Stunner, Outmatch, Hatman, Dell, have been saying, really? You know, yeah, big eye injury, he's had a history with it, of course, could very well be that. It could very well be something else. You know, and Adam Catterall is asking those questions of Frank Warren, saying, well, he'll have a solicitor's letter Monday morning. Never change. He never changes, does he? What was it they called him back in the day? Frank the Writ or something like that, because he was always suing people. Ricky Burns, Tony Bellew, etc. have had their problems with him. I mean, you know, that's the tip of the iceberg with Frank Warren. And now Adam Catterall, who just gave his opinion and, you know, is just questioning the story coming out of Team Fury. Questioning it, he's potentially facing a solicitor's letter. I wouldn't imagine Catterall is going to be losing sleep over it. I wouldn't imagine TalkSport are going to be losing much sleep over it. But this is how bad it is that Adam Catterall, for even questioning this now, is going to, well, Frank is saying it, whether he does or not remains to be seen, facing a solicitor's letter. For what? Frank, you do realise that Tyson Fury, throughout his whole career, has been less than truthful. When someone is less than truthful, when someone has pulled out of fights before, when someone has dubiously pulled out of fights before, like with the Klitschko ankle injury, when coincidentally there was a UCAD situation going on, I think he failed with UCAD for the Nandrolone, when you had the pull out for the rescheduled trilogy fight with Deontay Wilder in July 2021, when you said you had the ping pong, and your team had it, but yet members of your team were shown recording themselves at UFC. I can't remember what UFC event it was, but it was a UFC event that day. People are going to raise eyebrows and say, well, hang on a minute, what's going on here? You know? And then this comes up And the one time, it may very well be that. It may very well be that Fury, for whatever reason, I know with head guards, it's unlikely, but it does happen. You can get a cut with it. It's unlikely. It can happen. Maybe this one time it has happened, and because of his track record, because he's so economical with the truth, this one time when he does finally cry wolf and the wolf is there ready to go, people are like, no, not buying it. Not buying it. And that's what Adam Catterall is doing. That's exactly what Adam Catterall is doing. And he's not flat out accusing Frank or Tyson of any wrongdoing. He's just asking the questions. So Frank is saying he's going to issue him with a solicitor's letter. Okay, let's see how that goes. Let's see. I would imagine if Adam Catterall is watching this video, I'm sure, I know Fight Disciple is a very good channel, I'm sure he would say the same. I'm not too worried. And he shouldn't be. Again, he's just giving his opinion. And he's not categorically going out and accusing anybody. He wants to know, is it legit? He has his reservations. He has his doubt, as do many. As do many. So that's the situation. Frank does not like Adam Catterall. That is very clear. Very, 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 very clear. And I can't imagine, Adam Catterall gives two iotas, quite frankly. Nor should he. He's not paid by Queensbury. He's paid by TalkSport. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole situation. I did find it amusing. He goes, why did they have Adam Catterall on TalkSport when there's so many better? Oh, yes, Spencer Oliver is just the fountain of boxing knowledge, isn't he? I mean, yeah, that fighter there won. How did you think he looked? Great. What did he do? He won. Right. Well, did you like what he did in there? Yeah, I did. Well, what did he do? He threw a punch and he landed. Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Just that? No. Brilliant. Great. First class, top tier punditry from one Spencer Oliver. And don't get me started on Garrett A. Davis. But I will leave it there, people. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. And for now, I will talk to you. Peace.